All right, have a good one.
Yo. Yeah, thank you.
That's perfect.
All right, it is on YouTube, Daphne, if you want to share it.
Will do.
Well, we made it. Week 10 of the Texas high school football season. This is Friday Night Frenzy, brought to you by R&R Tire Express. I am JP Heath, and do you have me, Kent Havard?
We got you, brother.
Yes, indeed. Loud and clear, 100,000 watts of listening power. And we go multimedia tonight. You can watch us tonight. We are streaming on my Twitter page, Texas Porch Pod, and also on Facebook and YouTube. 21st Century, the Texas Porch Facebook and YouTube. Daphne, I think, has our one view right now. And that's usually about what I peak at on my other ones, but it feels good actually being able to see you for a change. And I'm not sarcastic with that at all. Actually getting to see you, my man.
I got you, brother. Same back to you.
You're looking good.
So how do you tell how many viewers you have?
Well, it's got a little eyeball in the upper corner. I guess that's not on your screen, but since I'm the admin, it tells me.
Tells you, okay.
Once it gets into 5 digits, I'll let you know.
Oh, 5 digits.
Or even double digits.
Okay.
I'll let you know on that. But some big scores right now. Let's go over some big highlight scores as Lufkin's still trying to hang on by the hair of its chinny chin chin to get in the postseason. Lufkin 28 and Caney Creek 7. But the big score that caught my eye was at the break. Nacogdoches was leading Texas High, the number 7 team in 5A Division II, by a 20-14 score. That would be a massive win for Darren Allman, and by my arithmetic, that would clinch a playoff spot. So Nacogdoches, remember that late surge they had in the playoffs or the regular season last year that got them into the postseason, and then they won a game, and that'd be a huge win for the Nacogdoches Dragons. They're way up, about as far as you can get to the north and the east in our great Lone Star State, taking on Texas High's Tigers here tonight. Any big ones cross your score ticker right now, good sir?
Well, we're looking in District 9, 3A Diboll off tonight. So they will be playing for the district championship next week in Cold Spring, as Cold Spring is leading Crockett 28-0 at the half, and Huntington trailing Elkhart 8-6 at the half. Huntington needs to win out. They need to win tonight, and they play Palestine Westwood next week. They need to win those two, and they're in. Mm-hmm. So they can't afford to lose something tonight. So they need to pick it up. So Cargan leading Warren 14-0. So that's pretty much on the local side of it. Apple Springs they lost tonight 46-0. 2 weeks in a row, brother. 2 weeks in a row we got Apple Springs scores.
Yeah, that makes me feel
We're
good.
On a roll. We're
not
on a roll.
With the result that they have, but
right. Yes.
At
least we're getting them some airplay, right?
Yeah, folks are paying attention to us.
There you go.
That's Kent. I'm JP. We'll have you updated on more scores coming up here in just a little bit. On the show tonight, we're here until about 11, usually not before, but usually after, and rarely right on 11 o'clock. But in between, we will update you on some Astros and some World Series talk. Right now, it's in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it's Bravos 1 and your Houston Astros nothing. Let me rephrase that. My Braves 1 and the Astros nothing right now. Top of the 5th inning right now with 2 down. And Astros leading the series tied right now 1-1 right now. Yeah, Marwin Gonzalez. There's a name from Astros years gone by. He has made the turn coming back to Houston. I don't know. What have you thought of the series so far? Astros, your Astros and my Braves.
It's kind of played out the way I thought it kind of would. I thought it was a pretty even match. It was just going to depend on, the Astros pitching and hitting. And so, they started out not well on the mound and not well in the box. And both ways. Game 2 went great. Thought momentum's picked up, but going here into Game 3, we're being held hitless now through 5, so that's not good. Garcia pitched well enough. I mean, left 1-0 lead or a 1-0 deficit, but the bat's got to come around, and so Atlanta's pitcher tonight throwing nothing but fastballs down the middle, and Astros taking it. I can't figure that out.
A little more complex than that. He's not cranking them right down the middle.
Well,
I think there's a little more
close.
nuance to it.
So it looks down the middle from our side on the TV side. So
it's 96 and it's right down the middle. Why
right
can't they hit
middle.
that? Come on.
That's every day. They see that every day. So that's like, me and you seeing, 25. So it's about the same way. So. But they're just, something's got to happen. Altuve, Bregman, somebody's got to get something rolling here. So, but these guys, the thing about it, that they don't panic. That's the thing. When they get behind, it's no big deal. That they seem to find a way. So we'll see.
Yeah, the first 2 games, there were really 4-inning games.
Right.
The Braves got that early lead in Game 1, and the Astros got the early lead in Game 2 Wednesday night. And the bullpens really didn't have to be tested because they had the 5-6 run lead. I mean, relatively, they still obviously had to get the outs, but tonight doesn't look like it'll be one of those games. So we'll report on that. They've gone to break, at least now by the stream I have. We'll see in a bit how synced up we are. You can communicate with us. Again, I'll plug this more and more. You can watch us as well. Comment on the Facebook and YouTube streams. My personal one, so we set it up tonight just to kind of see how this one rolls. Shout out to Daphne for lending us her laptop for this experimental run on the video side. But you can go to my Twitter, Texas Porch Pod, or Facebook or YouTube, Texas Porch, the Texas Porch as well. But Daphne,
Yes,
welcome
sir.
back.
Well, glad to be back.
Peek your head in on the video stream so folks that want to see you can see you. There's Daphne. Hi, Daphne.
Hello.
Well, Kent, we're multimedia stars right now, but if you would also like to text us, you can do that as well. 936-367-9136. Long live Lingo. Good to have Daphne back. And the one thing, we kind of kick it around in this first segment, just don't have really any direction. Some would say we don't have any direction the whole show, Kent. And now I can kind of see what you do while I'm off here ranting and rambling. You're just paying no mind to me and just doing your notes and watching TV. And I'm top 5, I think, on the list.
You're in there. Yeah.
But
you're in there somewhere.
Anyway.
I got you.
How about, I hate to be generic weather guy, but how about this weather today? I don't know how it was for y'all up there, but
it's beautiful.
It is
very nice.
Just perfect. Driving back into the Heath Radio Command Center, it was 60 degrees on the truck thermometer, and I've got early morning football duty tomorrow. It's a melatonin night, folks. We're going to have JP Melatonin Watch.
Oh, goody.
So about the last 30 minutes of the show, we're going to have Melatonin Watch, see how really wild and wacky these folks get. At least I get the last 30 minutes or so. But I can't wait until tomorrow morning, that crisp, cool autumn air, because we had that false fall, remember, a few weeks ago. But then, like I told you when I guess that was last week, the days run together, we had lunch that day. It was like 90 degrees
in town
there. So I feel better now that we're out of the hot stuff. Now we actually have the real cold stuff coming.
Yeah, a lot of wind the last 2 days. Of course, everybody around here knows that.
Oh my gosh, crazy
yeah.
down here too.
Yeah,
Danny Merrill's laptop busted yesterday at the remote because the wind blew it off the table.
wow,
Uh-oh.
that's not a good thing.
Bosses have to shell out some more bucks. The big size bucks that we're making, Kent,
Oh yeah,
and buy a new laptop. One thing I do want to get to later, I don't know if you saw this, as you get out number 1, bottom of the 5th inning, still 1-0 Braves here. But your favorite Halloween candy, there was a college football coach. Did you see the Mike Leach post-game interview when he was asked by the sideline reporter? This is after a football game. And he went through his list of favorite Halloween candy. Did you see that?
I did not. I wish I would have, because he is hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
He's a different guy, but pretty fun to watch. So what was his favorite?
Okay, I've got it here. It's only a minute.
Okay.
And as you heard right before we went on air, I think I'll have to pay for your next hearing test because I blew out your eardrums.
Yeah, you did.
So I'll test it during the break and play the whole clip later on. But essentially, he goes through ranking his Halloween candies. And with Sunday being the last day of the month and Halloween, I wanted to see what and we've got scores coming up here in a few minutes for all you petrified folks that don't have a phone that can get the scores yourself. We are your score leaders. But I wanted to see what what does the Havard household pass out in the luxurious side of town that you live on? And then what's your favorite candy? Because those could be two separate answers. You're not always giving out your favorite candy because you want to keep that to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your favorite
Man.
Halloween candy, and what's the candy that you and your Lisa will pass out to the little ghouls and goblins coming up Sunday night during the Astros game and during my Cowboys game, Mike?
Well, first off, I'm not sure. There's a couple planned Halloween things. In like the neighborhood we live in, I think they're doing a Halloween for the kids, like I think Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So for some reason, and
they know it's on Sunday, right?
Yeah, and exactly. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that Dieball is going to trick or treat Saturday night. So I don't know. I just have a feeling we're going to have kids Saturday night, and Sunday night before it's all over. So I don't know. But
real quick interruption there.
I have yet to go buy candy.
Can I interrupt you? Okay.
Yeah.
The Heath's got their candy today. But when I hear you say that layout, it makes sense. But come on, Dieball, get your act together. Halloween Sunday night. Don't try to plan like
this is kids looking for candy. They don't.
Yes. This is some kid got inside the inner workings of the city of Dieball and said, "Hey, Mom," or "Hey, Dad, let's have candy on Saturday night and candy on Sunday." Mm-hmm. That's not how it works, little Jimmy or Billy Bob or Mary Sue. There's one night and you get the candy. If it's, let me tell you how it was when we were kids, folks. If it rained that night, tough luck. That's it. That's it for the year. You don't get some extra day as padding. Grow up.
Yeah. So you didn't go out in the rain? We went out in the rain.
Yeah.
We didn't care. If
it's cold, 40 degrees, you go out.
In the cold, yeah.
Yeah, bundle up, wear an extra mask.
Yeah, we wasn't missing it, We were like the mailman, rain, sleet, what is it? Rain, sleet, hail, or snow. We were trick-or-treating. So
yeah, you got to do it.
Yep.
And then, oops, there goes Daphne.
Yeah.
You're on the video feed here. But what's your favorite candy then? If y'all haven't bought the candy, I assume you're going to buy some.
Anything with chocolate, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, the big ones, Snickers, Hershey's almonds, Reese's, any of those like that. Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
So
You passed your test. You know why? Because the candy you did not say is my least favorite candy.
Candy corn.
Yes, candy corn.
Yeah, no.
Trash candy. Candy
No,
corn. Yeah.
I love that candy.
Yeah.
What?
You're wrong in this case. Thank you for lending your laptop tonight, but trash candy, candy corn. And that's one thing Coach Leach gets to. We'll play that next segment. Let's save it to our college football segment, actually, whenever it is we like to do that. But anywho, just thought I would get to that here from the start. Let's see. How about we get to some scores early and maybe a little bit of Astros. Oh, I got some candy thrown at me, Kent. Oh, it's candy corn.
Oh, what else?
That's what I'm talking
Just
about.
candy corn. She heard me.
But, you know, I always, I'll tell you another one that you may not be thinking about that I will separate. And that's the good old Chico stick.
Chico stick's good.
Yes.
Man.
Kevin
Got to
Hart's
support the
favorite
local
candy.
folks.
Love some Chico
Yeah.
sticks.
So if we have any Atkinson folks, we're not beyond some Plugola payola. You'll give us some Chico sticks here.
I'm trying to get Kevin Hart's attention to get him to Lufkin because that's his favorite candy in the world.
Oh, really?
From Atkinson, yes, sir. So
And you know what's Chico stick gets the pub, and rightfully so. Excellent candy, but the peanut butter version of that, I forget the name of it, but the peanut butter candy that Atkinson sells too.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
The small little
right
peanut butter bar, though. Anyway, trash candy, candy corn. But the correct answer for the number one, top two candies of all time, anything with Reese's, I'll accept the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup or the Reese's Pieces, or we'll also accept the Skittle. Skittle's a great candy, M&M as well. That's my top three candies.
I like some M&Ms.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
not
you
a big
said.
Skittles guy. It's okay, but they're not in my
Anything with
top
chocolate,
five.
yeah. Anything with chocolate, though.
Yeah.
All right, Kent, what do you say we get to some scores? And juggling
That's what
a
they pay us for, right?
Yeah, the big bucks, medium-sized bucks. Got the phone, this laptop, and this other laptop too. So I think, unfortunately, these scores have gone on down by the wayside in this first one. I do have a few of the big ones up to date. But what do you say? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a good volume for you?
I like it. Yeah, lots better.
Does it please your ears?
Yeah.
Lufkin Panthers leading Caney Creek by 31-7 score. That's in the fourth quarter. The big game to listen for tomorrow, though, Lufkin fans, is Magnolia playing at Porter. A Magnolia win eliminates Lufkin from the postseason. Caney Creek is 0-6 inside district play. So Lufkin has to win this one and have Porter beat Magnolia tomorrow to still have a remote chance of getting into the playoffs. College Station was all over the Waller at the half, 42-0. How about these last few weeks for College Station? College Station, 76 points, 70 points, and then 42 points at the half. So they have been rolling up some big offensive numbers here the last few weeks. Going to the fourth quarter, Henderson and Maybank tied at 14. Livingston making it closer. LCM leads Livingston by 21-15 count halfway through the fourth quarter. Also inside District 10 4A Division 1. So Lumberton blowing out Splendora 35-0. The Raiders looking to go to 3-1 in district. Splendora looking for that first district win. Nacogdoches Dragons playing at Texarkana, Texas High tonight. And at the half, it's Nacogdoches 20 and Texas High 14. Now, Nacogdoches can still get in the playoffs without beating Texas High, which, by the way, is the number 7 team in 5A Division 2. But it certainly would not hurt for them to get a W tonight. They're a 3-2 inside district play. Mount Pleasant was leading Pine Tree at the half, 28-7. And White House was leading Jacksonville 14-0, and Hallsville over Marshall by a 14-10 score. That was a late second quarter score there. Lindale was drubbing Palestine by a 43-8 count just before the second quarter. This is in 9 4A Division 1. Number 6 Kilgore in the third quarter leading Athens by a 28-7 count right now. Also tonight, the Tyler Lions leading Sherman at half, 27-3. Did you catch this upset? Longview lost to McKinney North last night, 37-35. And, Lufkin looks like they're not going to the playoffs, but if they did somehow have some Hail Mary, almost literally there, and get into the postseason, then Lufkin would play maybe the number one, most likely the number one seed in that District 7 5A Division 1. But Tyler and Longview playing next week, the loser would get College Station in the next round of the first round of the playoffs in 2 weeks, provided College Station beats Magnolia West next week. If not, Magnolia West would be the number one seed, and you get the drift. You know how playoffs go.
Oh, yeah.
Also, tonight, Rusk is pulling away from Shepherd. It's Rusk 41 and Shepherd 20, and that is a third quarter score. At the half, it's number one Carthage 41 and Madisonville nothing at the break. And the Jasper Bulldogs keep doing Jasper Bulldog things. They were leading 24-7 in the second quarter. Scrolling down here to see if there's an updated one with that. Now it's 30-7, Jasper leading Center, and that is a halftime score. Ken.
All righty, District 9 3A Division 1 tonight. Dial 5-0 in district play, has a bye this week. They are waiting on the winner of this ball game. Will look between Cold Spring and Crockett. Looks like Cold Spring and Dial next week for the district crown. Cold Spring leading Crockett 46-0. Palestine Westwood 42-6 lead over Trinity, and Huntington and Elkhart all tied up at 14 all in the fourth quarter. Huntington needs to pull that one out as they meet Palestine Westwood next week. So that would probably be the fourth place team, the winner of that ball game. District 10 3A tonight, two undefeated teams squaring off in that one. East Chambers leading Woodville 27-20 in that ball game. Anahuac 32-20 lead over Kirbyville, and Hardin leading Tarkington 12-8. Buna had the bye out of that district. District 12 3A Division 2, Corrigan up over Warren 21-7 in the fourth quarter. Good ball game between New Waverly and Kuntz, as New Waverly leading 21-20 in the fourth quarter. Newton, number 6 in the state, 46-23 over Hemphill in the fourth quarter. District 10 2A, number 3 Timpson shutting out Joaquin. And Joaquin, a very good ball club, but Timpson 47-0 in that one, folks. Shelbyville also throwing a shutout against St. Augustine tonight as they lead 29-0. Garrison has the bye out of that district. District 11 2A, Centerville undefeated in that district, leading Normandy 46-7 in that one. At Grapeland, they're trailing Leon 28-14, and Alto 63-0 final over Groveton tonight. District 11 2A, Mount Enterprise 34-16 lead over Coleman-Hill. West Sabine had the bye. Lovelady shutting out Cushing 38-0, and number 9 Tenaha, they beat Overton tonight 42-8. District 12 2A, Deweyville 20-0 lead over Burkeville. Holiday Zeta 46-0 over High Island, and Evadale, they win tonight by forfeit over Sabine Pass. District 13 1A, Apple Springs, they lose tonight to Calvert 46-0, and Oakwood 63-31 lead over Chester in the fourth quarter.
You sent me that story during the week. Yeah. Tell me about West Hardin. Did you already mention that?
I have not. West Hardin, they're in that, supposed to be in that district with St. Augustine. Let me find my note. Yeah, Shelbyville, Timpson, Joaquin. They're supposed to be in that district, but it just said here, did some research on it. They decided last year to what do they call this thing? Outlaw schedule. Yeah. Thank you very much. It didn't go into a whole lot of details. Basically, the school just decided not to be a part of the UIL this year. And so they're just kind of playing an outlaw schedule, play anybody that's open that they can find. So kind of surprising. I don't know if I've ever seen that in high school ranks, but for some reason, you can do that. So, and they did it. So,
Didn't they do that last season, or didn't somebody down Southeast Way? Who was that? That they canceled it, they started it back, and then they canceled it again. It seemed like,
COVID affected a lot of this last year, but
yeah.
I think most of those schools just stopped it because of COVID. COVID affected them; they didn't have enough players, those kind of things. But going in just to make the decision, we're just going to play an outlaw schedule and not be a part of UIL, not go to the playoffs, none of that. Trying to see if I can find some of the reasons.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, but
We'll
still,
get to it. But
said their
that
overall numbers, something going down, and they dropped, and they were just felt they were outmatched, and hurts the program to travel to some of these places, and so I think they just didn't like, I guess, what the UIL did in the reclassification, kind of what it sounds like to me.
I've got Braves 1 and Astros nothing, top of the sixth. Is that what you have?
Yep.
Because I thought I was behind there for a
Yeah,
second.
Brantley's batting now, 1 out, top of the sixth.
Okay, I've got Altuve, so maybe I'm a little bit behind. But all right, that's Kent. I'm JP. Coming up in a little bit, we will have. Let's see. Let's go to. I know you wanted to get to Mavs and Nuggets talk, but we will hold off on NBA talk here a little bit, Kent. But how
Good.
about coming up next? We'll talk more about this Astros World Series, update you on the game, and of course, give you more of the Truss and Son Plumbing scoreboard. You can trust Truss. We're on the live video stream. You go to my Twitter, Texas Porch Pod, or the Texas Porch Facebook and YouTube channels as well if you'd like to get our handsome mugs to match up with our dashing voices. Stay tuned. This is Friday Night Frenzy from R&R Tire Express on Kicks 105.
Finally.
Streaming live, kicks105.com as well. And you can watch our video feed on the Texas Porch podcast feed as well. That is one from yours truly, Texas Porch Pod on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Streaming live tonight if you would like to give us a gander. Just in comment if you'd like to give us a shout out, a question, comment on the candy. I went back into the Heath kitchen at the broadcast compound here down south and got probably my favorite Kent. You see this here? I don't know how far the screen is away from you.
It's like a Reese's maybe?
Yeah, the mini one.
The mini
This one alone, Kent, has to be responsible for about 75 extra pounds on my body because you can just pop them. You can just go and just pop them.
Yeah, you just can't eat just one, right?
And then the other underrated one that is bite size is the Hershey's Kiss as well. But that's not really on the Halloween bingo card, really. You're not going to seek that one out.
No, it gets kind of hid, amongst the others. So,
all right, what do we have?
I like them.
No candy's bad candy.
Yeah,
it's got sugar.
Chocolate. It's good.
All right, you have Alvarez just sending that one into the seats foul, but Atlanta 1 and Houston 0. Series tied at 1. Game 3 of the World Series, and what has turned into a Friday night tradition. It's essentially an Astros watching party with a few scores around it.
Well, Alvarez just struck out.
Okay.
One, way out of the zone.
So, you're a little bit ahead of me on the stream, so thanks for ruining it for me.
Well,
my Braves, though, leading the Astros by 1-0. Count another selfish plug. We've got our Astros and Cowboys podcast on the Texas Porch as well. I meant to send you those. I never like beating you down with that kind of stuff, but Josh and I've been wrapping up each Astros game in the World Series. Bone of contention. There's a Tyler kid, that mentor that was just pitching there. He's a Tyler kid.
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw something on the news, or they interviewed his parents here, I think right before game 1. I think he ended up pitching in game 1, actually.
Yeah, he did really well in game 1, had a career high in pitches, and he went to Brook Hill Academy, I believe, there, south of Tyler, almost in Bullard there.
Yep.
Just south of the Rose City. But that's Kent. I'm JP. So I did not preview this beforehand. But let's see here. We have Mike Leach, and the ads are coming in. So I will let the ads go. But we're talking Halloween candy and want to know, what is your favorite Halloween candy? And Mike Leach, after Mississippi State had their win, he talked about his favorite Halloween. Nerds. There you go. That was what I was referencing. I had to get that on tonight there. He is a different dude. He is wired a different way. I have a Mike Leach story for you.
Really?
We have more scores. By the way, any scores, Lufkin wins 38-7 over Caney Creek. Nacogdoches, last score I had was still at the half, 20-14. Any other big scores switch on your docket here in Week 10?
I do. The Huntington Elkhart game. Huntington now leading Elkhart 20-14. So that this is a must win for Huntington to stay in the playoff race.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up their standings here and check that out. I looked at a lot of districts inside my scope, but I'm interested to see, and obviously we'll have more in depth next week, because it's really this is kind of the first week you can go over and look, okay, if this happens, where you kind of know, you know. Anything before that, you're just playing guessing.
Oh, yeah.
But looking at Huntington's district, Huntington's 2-7, and they're at Elkhart. They have Westwood coming up next week. That'll be tough because they've got to. If they don't beat Elkhart, they'll have to climb over Elkhart. I think they're eliminated with this, but they have the half game. They have one canceled. It seems they have 1-3, but Elkhart's 1-4. I guess Elkhart is off next week. So
Huntington had to bye last week. So
So Elkhart would have to have the bye next week because they have 5 games.
Yeah, they'll finish up. So
and then, or will they? This is their 6th. That's right. And then, like you said, in that Diboll district, Diboll and Cold Spring playing for the district championship next week at the. That's at across the road from your domicile, right?
I thought that they.
Are they playing over in Cold Spring?
I thought they went to Cold Spring.
Okay.
But I can tell you in about. Yeah, it's at Cold Springs.
Okay.
Trojan Field. Yep.
At Coach Morrison's old stomping grounds there. Old defensive coordinator. Story on that, and then a story off a story. Gary Stallard was your predecessor. We were doing Diboll football games.
I remember that. Yeah.
Gary and I got locked inside the Cold Spring Stadium. As you may remember, and as you know now.
Are you sure that was you and him? Because
was that you and me?
Yes.
No. Yeah, Gary was riding. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we got locked in. And we never finally found somebody to let us out because
we climbed out through the concession stand, remember?
This one guy, was talking on the post-game show. It was a little long. And
imagine that, right?
They started shutting the lights off 30 seconds after the game was over, I think. So it was like, hey, man, we got to hurry up.
I think Gary and I were together and you went out some other way, or you bolted and said, deuces, you're out of here. And then left Gary and me, because I remember it as Gary and me because he did the games with me before you did.
I got you.
And then I just remember waddling. I actually had to climb up on the concession stand and slide over, kind of do the Fonzie, kind of slide over the counter back on the other side. And then somehow we got out of there. I think it was through the concession stand. Anyway, my Mike Leach story, as all this started with our Halloween candy discussion. Yeah. So I used to do a talk show in Lufkin, The Porch, now with the podcast, The Texas Porch. And I was going through a period of being professional, Kent. I know that's hard to imagine, but I was going through and I was trying to get every Texas football coach. I got Rice's David Bailiff, the great David Bailiff. I can call him a friend now. He's at Texas A&M Commerce and was with him at Rice for a long time. I got Matt Brown. I got him on the show. I got Gary Patterson. Oh. Yeah, because they wanted to be on East Texas, have that footprint to be heard in a fertile recruiting ground, especially in Lufkin, And even now, Lufkin, a great recruiting place. And Nacogdoches. Nacogdoches has a lot of talent spitting out. But anyway, so the way it works with college, most people probably know this, but you just don't call the coach's office and ask the coach, like, hey, is Coach Havard there? You have to call, and it's called the Sports Information Department. And you get set up. If they want to do it, they have these kind of don't call us, don't call you routines. If it's kind of being nice, blowing you off, But with Coach Leach, and I got those other ones, and I'm sure I got rejected from some other ones. Who would have been coaching Baylor? Texas Tech was obviously Leach. I forget. Anyway, I mentioned the other coaches that I got. I don't think I got – that would have been Sumlin days or Francione days. I don't think I got the Aggies coach. Anywho, I get in contact with the Texas Tech folks, with Mike Leach, and they say, look, I'll tell you what I tell everybody else. I'm going to give you his cell number, and if he answers, then you can do the interview. But if he doesn't, you're just out of luck because you call him when you want to do the interview. And if he answers, you can record it. If not, I'm sorry. We're not able to do it. So I got Mike Leach's cell phone. And this was kind of right when I didn't really have the wherewithal. Oh, we're over time. Kent's talking too much. I didn't have the recording capabilities. I wanted to do it live. So I was picking my nose doing this radio show on like a 5,000 watt station. And I called Mike Leach. No answer. Never gotten an answer. But at one time, I had Mike Leach's cell phone number. And
Very interesting.
This was before, Twitter. I don't think I even had a cell phone then. It was just me calling from the Lufkin radio station. But I was not able to get Mike Leach. Otherwise, I would have had those hard-hitting candy questions that we heard a few minutes ago. Anyway. All right. Who's this? Garcia. The other Garcia giving way says Odorizzi coming in 1-0. Braves lead the Astros. Bottom of the sixth, there's a pitching change with 2 down. We're live on the Texas Porch Facebook and YouTube pages. You can watch on my Twitter as well. Texas Porch Pod, just experimenting with this. Kent has this nice, huge, not only presence, but he's got that. You can see the inner workings of the Kicks 105 studios. And how about we get to some scores, my friend?
I'm ready.
All right, there we go. Lufkin beats Caney Creek tonight by a 38-7 score. Glancing over the other ones, 38-14, is that Lufkin and Caney Creek scored. Actually not reported as final just yet. I saw earlier, at least I thought that it was. Nacogdoches Dragons are 3-2 inside district play going into tonight, playing at the number 7 Texas High Tigers. And Nacogdoches was leading Texas High at the half by 20-14 score. And right now, Texas High has stormed back with a vengeance, and they lead 30-20. And that's a fourth quarter count. 9 minutes to go in that game, though. So not out of the realm of thinking, Nacogdoches fans, that the Dragons can come back in. And even if they do lose this one, they've still got a shot at going to the playoffs for a second straight year. White House leads Jacksonville 21-7. That is a fourth quarter score. Number 6 Kilgore leads Athens 28-7. That's just starting the third quarter. Tyler over Sherman third quarter 27-6. For whatever reason, Tyler plays the longest games. Rusk doesn't. Rusk is leading at Shepherd 54-0 halfway through the fourth quarter. Number 1 Carthage naming its score. They are leading at Madisonville by 47-3 count tonight. Also, one other one I want to get to is Livingston. Where are you, Lions? What's the updated one? Lions fall tonight. LCM beats Livingston by a 33-15 score. So that hurts. Livingston's now 1-3 inside district play. They're going to have to win next week to have a shot at the postseason. Remember, that's a small district there. They only have those 5 district games. Lumberton blows out Splendora tonight by a 35-7 count. And tonight, I was looking for that Vider score. By the way, College Station walloped to Waller tonight, 70-0. That was a final. I'll have to find it here in a little bit. But, here it is. Hargrave upsets number 10 Vider by 13-7 count tonight. Kent.
Okay, guys. Starting in District 9, 3A tonight. It is a final. Cold Spring shuts out Crockett tonight, 46-0. They will be meeting Diboll next week in Cold Springs for the district championship. Diboll had the bye this week. Huntington still leading Elkhart 20-14 late in the fourth quarter. And Palestine Westwood 49-6 lead over Trinity. District 10, 3A. A good ball game happening between Woodville and East Chambers. Both teams coming in at 4-0 in that district, and all knotted up at 27-all in the fourth quarter between those two clubs. Anahuac 44-27 to lead over Kirbyville, and Hardin was beating Tarkington 28-8. Buna has the bye this week. Cargan pulling away from Warren now, leading 35-14 in the fourth quarter. Another good ball game going on tonight between New Waverly and Kuntz. New Waverly leading 27-26 with about a minute to go in that ball game. Anderson Shiro had to buy out of that district. And a final, this thing has changed 4 times the score has. So I'm going to give you the latest one. Newton 48-12 victory over Hemphill. District 10, 2A tonight. Timpson shuts out Joaquin 47-0. Shelbyville was shutting out St. Augustine 29-0. Garrison with the bye this week. District 11, 2A.
Oh, what?
Centerville 58-21 lead over Normandy. Two finals now. Alto shuts out Groveton 63-0, and Leon, they were beating Grapeland 36-14.
You got to see this Tucker catch. Sorry.
Okay. Well, it's a commercial.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
All right. Well, yeah, if I'd have saw it, you would have known. Trust me. Yeah.
It was a good one.
Would have been a break in the action here. District 11, 2A, Division 2, Mount Enterprise final tonight over Coleman-Hill 34-16. West Sabine had the bye of that district. Lovelady shuts out Cushing 38-0. And number 9, Tenahall 42-8 final over Overton. District 12, 2A, Deweyville, another shutout. Night of the shutouts here, folks. They beat Burkeville 20-0. That is a final. And Holiday Zeta 46-0 final win over High Island. District 13, 1A, Calvert shuts out Apple Springs 46-0. And Oakwood 71-31 winner over Chester.
So basically, Tucker lunging in, making a diving catch, running towards the infield, just laying it all out, catching it right in front of him. He's left-handed. Yeah. Caught it backhanded going towards the infield there, sprinting on a kind of shallow left center as he was running to his right. But so 1-0 Astros coming to the plate here, trailing the Braves in Game 3 of the World Series. Stay tuned next. Why don't you say we get to some college football coming up next and update you on what's going on tomorrow. Homecoming for the SFA Lumberjacks tomorrow against Abilene Christian. We'll tell you a little bit about that game and the rest of college football. We're streaming live on my Soch tonight, Texas Porch Pod on Twitter. That's social media, Ken. Texas Porch Pod on Twitter.
Gotcha.
Or on our YouTube and Facebook pages as well to see how this works out. See if we like it or not. Give you 2 avenues as well. In addition to our great 100,000 watts of listening power on Kicks 105 and Kicks105.com, the Kicks 105 app, we have got you covered. Stay tuned. That's Kent. I'm JP, and this is the Friday Night Frenzy, brought to you by R&R Tire Express on Kicks 105. A happy Friday to one and to all. The Houston Astros, the World Series, we're keeping up with that. There are 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Astros still do not have a hit, and the Braves are leading the Astros in Game 3. Did they announce who's? By the way, we do high school football scores here. We'll get to that Friday Night Frenzy. But I heard the chatter about Greinke. I've been occupied all day. I didn't see them. I'm pulling it up on the app now. But did they announce it's going to be Greinke tomorrow or not?
Well, yeah, they were talking about it earlier, which was about the time I was.
Okay, I'm not seeing anybody listed officially.
Yeah.
So that would be one option, though. But you couldn't really count Greinke at this point with what he's had to deal with for going more than, 3-4 innings?
Yeah.
And without McCullers, that's been massive to not be able to count on McCullers to give you the types of games. I mean, he's been your ace this year, obviously. So Lufkin wins over Caney Creek tonight, 38-14. We'll talk college football here in a second. College Station goes to 7-0 in district. They wallop Waller 70-0. They've averaged 72 points, Kent. 72 points their last 3 games.
That's a lot of touchdowns.
That's a lot.
That's
Tyler leading Sherman 34-6. That's a third quarter score. And Nacogdoches trailing Texas High now 37-20 in the fourth quarter. And they're stretching it there in Atlanta. Forget what they call this newer stadium, but it's a 1-0 Braves, bottom of the 7th. Astros coming up. You can watch our video streams tonight, experimenting with that. Thanks to Daphne for supplying that monitor that we can get the nice, handsome mug of Brother Kent on screen. Go on my social media there, Texas Porch Pod on Twitter, also the Texas Porch Facebook and YouTube pages as well. Hard to keep up with all the folks that are viewing this one tonight here, Kent. So, looking at college football coming up, what do you say with some college football bed music? What do you have that jumps out to you? I feel like in the past I've kind of just taken the football away from you and not allowed you to play. So I want you to do something for a change and earn that medium-sized paycheck or direct deposit or whatever they're doing with this.
It's a check. I get a check.
That's right. It is a check, isn't it?
It is a check. Not a lot of big games scheduled. I guess the big game tomorrow is number 6 Michigan and number 8 Michigan State. So, Ole Miss and Auburn's playing tomorrow. SMU and Houston. That's going to be a good ball game in Houston.
Yeah, that's 6 o'clock ESPN2. And the talk this week surrounding SMU is Sonny Dykes going to Lubbock to coach Texas Tech. Kirby Hoka comes out, the Texas Tech athletic director, and they give the axe to Matt Wells. Yep. They're 5-3, but they saw the last 4 games come in and essentially said, let's be preemptive about this. And they got rid of him. So maybe we got a lot of Cougars folks out there. Maybe this is right picking. Cougars have not had a bad season by their own right. They're 6-1, and their only loss was to Texas Tech. So it'd be kind of an ironic full circle thing if they could knock SMU off when their coach is being probably the number 1 front runner for the Texas Tech job. But
another name that's come up is a lot of East Texas high school people will know this name, but Jeff Traylor, who was at Texas. Assistant coach, but coached for years at Gilmer.
Mm-hmm.
Now is at UTSA, who is undefeated.
Like number 21 in the nation, 22.
So that name has come up too. Is one of the front runners for that Tech job too.
Let me tell you why he's not going to get it.
Okay.
I think the domino could fall if Dykes goes to Tech, Traylor slides up I-35, and he goes to SMU. I could see those dominoes falling, but I don't see him going straight from UTSA, even though they're about to be in the same conference. He hasn't done it long enough at UTSA, and Frank Wilson, the previous coach at UTSA, these are most of his players, but
True.
Traylor's done a fantastic job. Don't let me sell him short on that, but I think, heck, he'd be a better name than Art Briles. I've seen that name. You
Yeah,
see
I
that?
heard that one pop up too.
Oh my gosh, why would you even consider that? I don't. That's
nothing surprises me these days. So, especially when it comes to college football, I mean, it's if that's what it takes to win, to get them, the big money, to get them there, nothing would surprise me.
He's
If
65.
somebody's, I'm telling you, in due time, somebody's going to give that guy another shot.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm just saying. It may be. I don't know. I think somebody will try it.
I'd be floored. I don't know. Maybe a gentlemanly wager. You
Nothing
can buy me the
surprises.
wings the next time.
Nothing surprised. I'm not saying this year. I'm just saying. I just think, and it may be he gets in as a offense coordinator somewhere first, but.
All right, other games.
Surprising.
Number 1, Georgia's at Florida. Forget if you mentioned that one. World's largest cocktail party. That is in Jacksonville. Ole Miss. Yeah, you did mention Ole Miss at Auburn. Inside the Big 12. You got Texas and Baylor. Early morning affair. 11 a.m. ABC. Baylor, number 16 in the nation. Dave Aranda's name has been linked to the LSU job.
Yeah.
So who knows if he actually follows through on that one. But he seems like he has it locked down and is doing a good job for Baylor. TCU is playing at K-State tomorrow. TCU 3-4, K-State 4-3. Horned Frogs have been struggling. That's 2:30 on ESPNU. We talked about Texas Tech earlier. They're actually 5-2. Shame on me. I gave them an extra loss when I shouldn't have, but they're 5-2. They play at OU. Sooners 8-0. They've got things figured out at the quarterback spot, haven't they? But that's 2:30 on ABC. And Sooners are number 4 in the nation. I don't think I skipped any. We got all the main ones. But Stephen F. Austin is 4-3. And at 4 o'clock tomorrow, homecoming against the Abilene Christian Wildcats. Last 2 games between these two have gone to overtime. And that's on our family of stations here on Q107 coming up tomorrow. So SFA and ACU, a whack game coming up tomorrow in the oldest town. What other games I miss?
James Franklin, LSU.
It's certainly looking like that.
That'll be your
Did
guy.
you hear the clip during the week on him?
I don't know.
It would take me a little bit
and heard a lot of clips.
He said, all my focus is on Illinois. Well, you just played Illinois,
Yeah.
And he said, we're ready to go to the big house. Well, they're not playing at Michigan. They're playing Ohio State.
There you go.
Ohio State's the horseshoe.
He's
and
very focused.
they're hyper-focused.
Yeah. So, what he do? He dropped his agent, hired this other agent.
Yeah, Jimmy Sexton
There
is
you
like
go.
the big college agent.
Yeah, he's the big SEC guy. So, I mean, that's We'll see. And can you believe they were talking about Mike Tomlin leaving Pittsburgh?
Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin. I'm sorry, Mike Tomlin leaving Pittsburgh. What? And now Matt Rule's name, who was at Baylor, now is at Carolina, has come up. Now
For
possibly.
USC?
At the LSU, USC.
Okay. I've heard Dabo Sweeney at LSU as well.
Dabo Sweeney, I heard that. There's no telling. It may be J.P. Heath being the next LSU coach. Who knows? You need to throw your name in the hat.
What a mistake that would be. All right, Kent, what do you say we get to some scores? Apologize to management. Kent went on a little bit there.
Yeah. So
we will get to the scores. Lufkin 38, Caney Creek 14, Panthers 3-4. But the big score to watch for tomorrow, Pack fans, Magnolia. They're playing at Porter tomorrow. Magnolia win eliminates Lufkin from the postseason. Tonight, College Station blew out Waller 70-0. Cougars have been rolling. That's their 3rd straight game over 70 points. In a 7-5A Division I, Tyler was leading Sherman second half score 34-6. Last night, Longview lost to North McKinney 37-35. So if the Tyler score looks like 28-point lead, they'll be able to hold. That sets up a 3-4 game. Longview could be the 3 seed if they win next week, the 4 seed if the loss, and vice versa for Tyler if they get that win next week. Nacogdoches trailing Texas High 37-20 count. That was a fourth quarter score. And Marshall is leading Hallsville 38-21 in the fourth quarter. White House over Jacksonville 28-14, a fourth quarter count. Good one for Huntsville. They're playing number 8 Montgomery. Battle Walker County and Montgomery County there, Kent. 21-21, that fourth quarter score. Henderson and Maybank were locked up 14-14, a fourth quarter score. Kilgore is leading Athens 28-7 in the fourth. Lindale all over Palestine second half, 53-16. LCM beats Livingston tonight, and we have a pitching change. Braves trying to – nope, we're going to the eighth actually. No pitching, but a new pitcher is coming in the game for the Braves. 1-0 for the Braves. That's the score y'all really care about, I understand. But LCM beat Livingston tonight 35-16. Lumberton over Splendora, 35-7. Wildcats of Splendora still winless inside District 10 4A Division I play. Jasper defeats Center tonight. Last score I had was 30-7 in that one. And Rusk was leading Shepherd 41-20. And Carthage big over Madisonville tonight. They're winning at the half 41-0. And that's what I got for now, good man. What you got? Give me some truth there.
Oh, you got it. Coming out of District 9, it is a final. Huntington beats Elkhart tonight 20-14. Set up a big game for them next week against Palestine Westwood. Playoff ramifications are on the line for the Red Devils. Cold Spring shuts out Crockett tonight 46-0. As Cold Spring, they will meet Diboll next week for the district championship. Diboll had the bye week out of that district tonight. District 10 3A still going on. Battle for the district lead in that one. Woodville now leading East Chambers 34-27. Anahuac was leading Kirbyville 51-27. And Hardin 28-8 lead over Tarkington. Buna had the bye out of that one. District 12 3A Division 2. Cargan beats Warren tonight 35-14. And New Waverly edges out Koontz 27-26. Anderson Shiro with the bye out of that district. And Newton 48-12 winner over Hemphill. District 10 2A, number 3 Timpson shuts out Walking 47-0. In Shelbyville, not a final yet, but they were shutting out St. Augustine 36-0. Garrison the bye this week out of that district. Centerville stays undefeated as they beat Normandy tonight 58-21. Alto 63-0 winner over Groveton, and Leon 36-14. That's a final over Grapeland. District 11 2A, Mount Enterprise 34-16 winner over Colemanville tonight. Lovelady 38-0 over Cushing, and Tenaha 42-8 winner over Overton. West Sabine had the bye out of that district. Burkeville and Deweyville. Deweyville shuts out Burkeville tonight 20-0. And Holiday Zeta, another shutout tonight, 46-0 over High Island. And District 13 1A, Calvert 46-0 over Apple Springs. And Oakwood, now this final, they beat Chester 71-31. And just a quick note, JP, since Diboll had the bye tonight, I would like to mention one of the Diboll's athletes, JT Silva. He has qualified for the state meet in cross country. So going to state in cross country, I'm not sure when the last time a Diboll athlete went to state in cross country, but he will run there in the state meet in Austin on November 5th. So congratulations, Mr. JT Silva.
Good running is hard. And when you're good at running, that's very impressive. Stay tuned. Next, coming here on Friday Night Frenzy. Apologize for Kent going so long there. We'll be back with some more talk, maybe some Cowboys, Texans talk, and give you an update on this Astros and Braves game. Right now, they've gone to the 8th inning, and you've got
Diaz just pinch hit and got the first hit of the game. Little blooper into left field. So Astros got a runner on.
So that Gurriel batting though? Oh, that's Diaz actually.
Diaz,
I'm a little bit behind you.
Yeah,
but the Braves have a combined no hitter through the. You said he got a hit?
Got a hit. Yeah.
Okay, so that broke up.
Yeah. right over.
Little Texas leaguer gets in front of
I would
the
have thought he would
Braves.
have dove for that one, but he didn't.
Hey, it's a little soggy there. It's a little wet. Maybe you had waterlogged shoes or something. Stay tuned. This is Kicks 105 Friday Night Frenzy, brought to you by our friends at R&R Tire Express. We've got a video stream. You can watch us on my social media, the Texas Porch Pod, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube as well. We are next century, Kent. We are just going in the way of multimedia stardom here. Stay tuned. That's Kent. I'm JP. This is Friday Night Frenzy from R&R Tire Express on Kicks 105.
after this thing.
Here we Well, we're back. Got some extra time during the break there. Not sure what happened, but who could ever know? Who could ever know? This is Friday Night Frenzy, week 10 of the Heath Havard Experiment, season 4 of our shows here. We've got one eye on the Astros and Braves. Kent is a hair ahead of me, but got Braves 1, Astros nothing. So interrupt when that changes. But top of the 8th inning, a pinch run. They get Siri in there. He steals second, throw it into center. So he's down at third, tying run at third base with 2 down, top of the 8th. Series tied at 1 game apiece. And they brought Matzik, their big stud lefty reliever, in there to pitch. I take it by that he's out.
Yeah, Brandon just popped up.
Okay.
Short left field, so killed the rally on that one. So
3 outs to go. 3 outs to go. We're streaming tonight on my social media, the Texas Porch podcast page on YouTube and on Facebook, and my Twitter, Texas Porch Pod. If you like to get a glance behind the scenes, so to speak, mostly finals. Here are a few of those. We'll have a full rundown in a second, but Lufkin beats Caney Creek 38-14. Panthers will be paying attention to that Magnolia game tomorrow. If Magnolia wins, that eliminates Lufkin from postseason contention. Also tonight, Nacogdoches falls to Texas High, 37-20 score. And Shepherd falls to Rusk tonight. The Eagles win at Rusk by 54-20 count. And Jasper beats Center 47-14, among others. What was the score tonight that surprised you the most? Because I'm on Twitter, and Texas high school football Twitter saying, oh, so many shocking scores tonight, which usually that hadn't been the case lately. I mean, I guess you see a lot of the better regular season games this week and really next week when they lay down the schedules projected with those 2 top teams. Like, for example, in Lufkin's district, College Station Magnolia West playing next week for the district championship. But any that kind of said, that you're kind of surprised about?
not really. Not any of the districts that that I give out scores from. Not really any surprises.
Okay.
Pretty much District 9, all those games played out kind of the way I thought that they would out of Diboll's district. District 10, which that District 9 will play District 10 in the by-district round of the playoffs. East Chambers has kind of been ran rampant in that district the last few years, but Woodville beats them tonight 34-27. So Woodville 5-0 in that district. East Chambers now 4-1. So I don't know if that's really a big surprise. Both come in identical records coming in the game, but I guess you just kind of felt maybe East Chambers playing at home would have maybe pulled that one out, but Woodville Eagles looks like maybe district champs out of that. We'll see what happens next week with them, but nothing just stands out, none of mine. So thought the Timpson walk-in game might be a little closer, but Timpson's a real deal, folks. So 47-0 shuts out walk-in out of there. So
back to Woodville. They've been so good for so long.
Yeah.
And they had that really good season last year. And no surprise that the Eagles get it done again this season to that probable or possible district championship. But more scores here in a little bit. How about some NFL talk? As Kent, they took a week off, but my Cowboys have Sunday Night Football coming up against the Vikings. Cowboys are 5-1, and they went into the break with the game of games taking down the Patriots up there in enemy territory last week. 2 weeks ago, I guess, by now. And the big news coming into this game is that Dak Prescott might not go. That's the big question: is where will he be on the injury report? And right now, all indication is that he's going to go and give it a try. But it looks like that. I mean, it wouldn't be too insane. I mean, one of the players quoted said Dak's 90% chance that he's going to go. Me, as selfish Cowboys fan, like, you're probably going to win this division. You might as well rest him while you can. You don't want to hurt that calf coming up down the line as Braves get their that was a great, got him on that play.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Great play.
Oh, amazing. You going to look good in a Yankee uniform next year or what? How did he make that? That was crazy.
Could be a Dodger.
Oh, that would be full circle poetic justice.
Wouldn't it be?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, the Cowboys have Sunday Night Football, so you've got not only trick-or-treating. In some towns, apparently, they can just have it Saturday and Sunday night.
We'll see.
But you've also got the Astros playing in just a little bit of a big game. And then you've got the Cowboys coming up. But myself, as selfish Cowboys fan, I'm like, sit them out. You don't want to risk them too much. And Dak said yesterday that, well, we go through these different series of tests, and he was pretty vague about it. But what was really interesting about that, if you follow the lines, it went from the Cowboys favored by 2.5 to the Vikings favored by 3 within the span of an hour yesterday. So
just on the news of Prescott possibly not playing, right?
Yeah, it wasn't even worded that way. It was just that he hasn't been officially cleared yet.
But that's what it is. So
yeah, and NFL is a little more willful to share that information with their gambling history and their even more gambling ties. But sometimes in the college ranks, you can pull the wool over somebody's eyes. But in this case, as far as the matchup itself, Vikings are getting hot. They played a lot better their last few games. Dalvin Cook, still one of the better running backs in the league when he gets going. And we haven't really seen the Cowboys defense be tested like they've shown some abilities to give up the big plays, but they've been a much improved defense. But this one Sunday night, going to have the Cowboys on the big screen. I'll have the Astros on the tablet or the laptop. Very first world of me. And then I got the new house down here, Houston way, and be passing out candy to the kiddos in the neighborhoods on Sunday night, not Saturday, on Sunday night, but.
Graveman, just don't mean to interrupt you, but you're talking about passing out candy. He just passed out. Darno, who parked it over the outfield fence, so now Atlanta up 2-0.
So that gives them a little bit of insurance, and they'll have a 2-0 lead.
2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, and you give up a home run.
Here's the deal. I mean, obviously still this game within reach. But, man, those playoff games – I remember the days when I had teams in the playoffs. There's nothing like playoff baseball. And you think, oh, my gosh, we're never going to get another hit. And then when you're on the other side of it, you're like, oh, man, we'll never be stopped. We're going to sweep the rest of the games and win it all, you know. So with this game and the next 2 games in Atlanta, obviously you have to win one of them. And I'm confident that the Astros can at least do that. But if they don't do that tomorrow, I mean, there's TBDs on both sides. But it seems like you're getting like with the Morton injury that we haven't talked about that yet. How about that injury for Morton?
Had surgery today. So
okay,
yeah. So he's done. So he's not coming back. So that you lose McCullers, your ace. And they lose their ace, it does help that situation, for the Astros a lot more. So with Charlie Morton, breaking his legs or getting hit on a shot back up the middle.
And he pitched an inning after that.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah, struck out the last batter he faced.
Altuve, right? Goodness. All right, well, Astros fans, hang in there. Braves still lead 2-0. You got the bottom of the order for the Braves now. Swanson, and then the pitcher spot probably going to hit for Matzik in there. But then Astros, who's due up for the Astros? You remember?
Should be Bregman. So 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, well there you
So
go.
here's your meat of your lineup. So we'll see what happens. So they got Bregman, Alvarez, and Correa coming up. So there it is.
Paging Daphne. Do we have a Daphne back in the studio?
Yes, sir, we sure do.
What are we on our break situation after we had that 9-minute break before that Kent did not reach over there and I was gone to get some candy, but Kent was telling me that. So my point being, we don't have to do a scoreboard right now here.
No,
do we?
sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
No, please. Oh, not sir. Not sir. My wife, we are testing the. That's okay. You were raised as a good East Texas young woman. That's
what I was telling Kent earlier is when I went to an audition when I was a kid, they came to Texas and they said they loved coming to Texas, like one of the agencies, because people grew up with manners and all they hear is yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fine. In fact, I go from telling you not to demanding it. I require you to say that from me. No. I was raised the same way. At least I picked up. I think I did it a little bit later, but yeah, it's never bad to be polite. Never bad to extend that courtesy. All right, Kent, what do you think here? Apparently, we have a little time on our side. We have Astros in the break.
Right.
What do you think here? Gonna do some more scores?
We can do that. I do have a little news coming up if you want to talk about that related to high school football.
Okay, I'm being very secretive here.
Well,
I'm anxious to hear this.
February. Is it February when the schools submit?
Oh, yeah, realignment. That was the
Realignment's
snapshot day.
up.
That was today, right?
Today, yes. Today was snapshot day. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens in these districts. Do they add a Class 7A? That's been the talk.
Really? I had not heard that.
Yes, sir. They're talking about a 7A now. So with some of these schools, top of my head, Allen would probably, no doubt, Allen would be one of those. They have 50,000 kids at Allen, and some of the other schools have 3,000, but some of those schools like that. But that's the talk right now. I guess they're going to make that decision between now and February. Fine UIL they are. So
I sure hope not. I don't think so. I would hope they wouldn't do 7A because you're just stretching it out even more. I know Florida does 7A. I want to say there was another big state. California does it a little different, I think, but I don't want to be old man, get off my lawn, but I kind of liked it when it was 5. But now that you have, 1,300 schools now, it seems like you keep adding each year. You're adding 20 school districts across Texas. So stands a reason that they would add now that I'm kind of thinking this through logically. But that would mean that the schools they add immediately go into 5A or immediately go into 6A because they're not adding, like small schools just aren't starting up. They're build them in these metro areas and they just start out as a 6A school or a 5A. Like around Houston here, oh my gosh, like you just go down the expressway and there's still a lot of extra room and you just see how they have this real estate in this landscape to be able to expand. So maybe I'd be more okay with it than when I originally heard that. But 7A, man,
that's what they're saying, and they're classifying as schools with an enrollment of more than 3,000 students. So out of 245 6A schools, only 77 of those have 3,000 or more kids. So, what do you do? You got 4 teams now from each district goes to the playoffs. So, So I guess all 77 Class 7A schools go to the playoffs. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. It'll be interesting to see.
That would, and we haven't talked about that this season, but that would be one good byproduct of that. If they did add another classification, whatever they could do to reduce the amount of teams that go to the playoffs and having 12 state champions, it's very watered down. And
very much.
Pull up a chair, kids, while I tell you a story. Uncle JP, just come on over here and gather around, like you do children's church on a Sunday. Let me spit some truth out for you. Because back in the day, I know a lot of folks pumping their fist at this one. You had one 5A state champion, one 4A, one 3A, one 2A, and 1A, and 6-man. But now, in the early 90s, so it's been on over 30 years since they added 5A, Division 1, Division 2, and then down the lines. In 1996, I witnessed the very last 3A state championship game before they went to 2 state championship games in Division 1 and Division 2. Then later, what's that?
Yeah, right. I was agreeing with you. So who was in this?
This was my alma mater, the Great Commerce Tigers.
Okay.
Back in the day, we fell short to the Sealy Tigers in 1995 state championship. But then later on, played them again in 97, I think, in the 3A Division 2 ranks, and won it in 99. Makes me feel like a really old fogey, just a few years before I met you, but finally won it in 1999, the 3A Division 2 state championship. But coming on down now, and they have, and I'm sorry, I know we have a good chunk of small school listeners out there, and I get I've heard it on the other side what superintendents and coaches say. Coaches love it because it gets more playoff teams, and superintendents love it because it gets more money,
Bingo.
But kind of a neutral observer here, it really dilutes the quality of play. And you kind of leave with this feeling like, you're state champion, but the one exception being is Carthage. Carthage is in 4A Division 2. You could line Carthage up, and they could compete, if not win, the 5A Division 2 and, heck, maybe even the 5A Division 1 state championship.
Yeah,
or get to the semifinals. They can make a very deep run.
I would put them up against them.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I went ranting there for a little bit, but I would take that byproduct, though. If you're telling me they're adding another class, if that reduces the amount of teams that go, but I know it's not going to be that way whatsoever. One thing we have not talked about yet that we might as well talk on air because we still have more time before our next scoreboard segment. Are we going to the state championship games coming up in December? I have a couple days blocked off, and I'm going to need your commitment right now. Commit to our East Texas listening masses.
It's a possibility. I can't do
There's a firm commitment, folks.
I can't do a firm commitment just yet. Just too many things,
You're a working man.
Well, not just
that.
That I can get around. I have vacation time I can take.
Yeah.
It's just it's kind of a wait and see thing. We'll talk, off camera or whatever you want to call it.
We're on the radio. That's the main thing. Let's pump the radio.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm sitting here. We're on camera too in here too. So we're both. So we'll talk, off camera, off radio.
Off air. You can say off air. That's
off air.
That covers both of them.
Whatever it is. So there you go.
So we have December 15th through the 18th are the games. I would think we would go. I've got a basketball game and a possible Robert Earl King concert on December 16th. But then we have December 17th and 18th. Yeah. One other thing and factor here, you and I have never shared a room together. All of our high school road trips were an hour and a half away.
True.
So we might, I guess we could splurge and get the extra hotel room.
We drove back and missed, one of the best games in
The North Shore Hail Mary,
Yes,
2018.
Yeah. But there could be a possible commitment that I have that's going to fall in that other area, and I just haven't received my date yet on this possible other commitment.
Okay.
So I can't commit to your situation till I hear from my other commitment. So,
I can't wait to hear what this is.
well,
It's very vague, like it's some mystery.
I'll tell you about it off the air. So.
Okay. All right.
Well, ball game's over. 2-0 Atlanta over Houston. Once again, Houston had a runner on base. So the leadoff guy, Bregman, got on, and the next three fizzled. So.
Well, 2-1, Atlanta leads the series, and Game 4 is coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, and Houston will get 27 hits tomorrow. Isn't that crazy? So.
Yeah, again, I defer to you. My team, again, was eliminated in early May. But I had a cursory, a passing glance.
May 5th or something like that, wasn't it?
I think maybe May 6th, maybe. But they would do that. Like, they had 88. Like, okay, we're going to have Josh on a little bit. He doesn't know it. We're going to talk more Astros next segment. But I'm going to save it. But there's still hope, Astros fans. That's the way I'll set it up there. There's still hope. And Kent, you can see this on our video stream, Kent is angrily switching the channels right now, it seems, to get to some high school football games.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the Fox channel here to see if any other big scores come up that we're supposed to be doing. So.
Well, speaking of scores, why don't we do that here? That's kind of what we do here. We are a scoreboard show. The Lufkin Panthers tonight defeated Caney Creek by a 38-14 score in District 8 5A Division 1. College Station waxed Waller tonight. There's some alliteration for you. 70-0. Cougars get these scores the last few weeks. And Lufkin, of the 4 games they've played recently, held College Station to the fewest points, 56. And then they went on this run. 76-0, 70-0, and 70-0. They've averaged 72 points their last 3 games. Those College Station Cougars are rolling. Also in Lufkin's district tonight, Magnolia West beat New Caney 31-24. That sets up a game between College Station and Magnolia West next week for the district championship. Texas High beats Nacogdoches tonight by a 37-20 count. And Mount Pleasant beat Pine Tree tonight in Longview, 35-28. White House was beating Jacksonville by a 28-14 score. A lot of game. Oh, okay, just 2. I had to refresh there. Just a couple games that have not officially gone final yet right now. Lindale beats Palestine tonight, 53-23. Jasper over Center, 47-14. Gilmer beats North Lamar, 56-6 tonight. Number 8 Montgomery pulls it off against Huntsville, 35-28 tonight. Mount Pleasant over Pine Tree, 35-28. And Marshall beats Hallsville tonight, 38-21. There's that Jacksonville score. I was just making sure. White House beats Jacksonville, 28-14 tonight. Kilgore over Athens, 42-13. And LCM beats Livingston tonight, 53-15. Rusk over Shepherd by a 54-20 count. And Carthage names its score. They win at Madisonville tonight, 54-3. And that is all I have to say about that.
Okay. District 9 3A tonight. Diboll has the bye, so I'm sure their coaches were in Cold Spring tonight scouting them because district championship on the line next week between Diboll and Cold Spring. Cold Spring shuts out Crockett tonight, 46-0. Huntington, 20-14 winner over Elkhart tonight, so sets up a big showdown between the Red Devils and Palestine Westwood next week. Both these teams vying for that 4th place finish. So, and Palestine Westwood was a winner over Trinity, 49-38. 8-6. District 10 3A. Woodville takes the lead out of that district as they beat East Chambers tonight 34-27. And Anahuac 51-27 winner over Kirbyville. And Hardin beats Tarkington tonight 34-22. Buna had the bye week. District 12 3A Division 2. Corrigan's a winner tonight 35-14 over Warren. And New Waverly edges Kuntz 27-26. Number 6 Newton 48-12 winner over Hemphill. Anderson Shiro with a bye out of that district. District 10 2A Division 1. Timpson, number 3 in the state, they shut out Joaquin tonight 47-0. Shelbyville, they shut out St. Augustine 36-0. Garrison with a bye tonight. District 11 2A. Centerville 58-21 winner over Normandy. Alto 63-0 over Groveton. And Leon beats Grapeland 36-14. District 11 2A Division 2. Mount Enterprise 34-16 winner over Colemanville. Lovelady throws a shutout at Cushing 38-0. Number 9 Tenaha 42-8 winner over Overton. West Sabine had the bye tonight. District 12 2A Division 2. Deweyville 20-0 winner over Burkeville. Holiday Zeta 46-0 over High Island. And Evadale, they win by a forfeit tonight, folks, over Sabine Pass. Not sure what's going on there with Sabine Pass. District 13 1A Calvert 46-0 over Apple Springs. And Oakwood 71-31 winner over Chester.
There you go. More coming up. We'll talk some more. Call this kind of an impromptu Astros postgame show coming up, and some high school football chatter mixed in there too. One other final scoreboard, and I won't even say much more because that would be a lie, and I don't like to lie. That's Kent. I'm JP here on Kicks 105 Friday Night Frenzy, brought to you by our friends at R&R Tire Express. Back in just one moment on Kicks 105.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your I was given the cue of 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second, folks. Yeah. Thank you, Daphne. Well, what a producer.
Never change, Daphne. Never change.
No, don't.
I told y'all 15 seconds earlier. Y'all
You
wasn't
did,
listening.
to be fair. All right. Josh Havard of the Lufkin Daily News. How you doing, buddy? You hear me? Oh, there you go. Wrong button. There you go. Audio guy doesn't know audio. How are you? Yeah, but come on, let's not sugarcoat it. You're doing your job and you're a pro. You're going to do the job, but I know you probably know the highlights. I mean, not a lot of runs, but big situation early is Dusty, your guy, got them out of a jam. I mean, pitching away from the 8-hitter, they walked him to get to the 9-hitter. And other than that, I mean, Braves are really combined no-no going into the 8th inning where they finally broke it up. They had a 2-0 lead, and they win that one. So yeah, they lead the series 2-1. So Merry Christmas.
At least got a shot from all the other guys shutting down too. So we were saying game 3 was a tough one for the Astros. They went 4 or 5 and really hit the game, which was not having a starter, but let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big one. So I think really favors the Astros with a football ends against the second straight game for a new starter or somebody shirtless.
Yeah, you're reading my Astros brain there. Easy to do because there's not a lot of Astros info up in there. But is there any situation where they don't pitch Greinke tomorrow? Because it's kind of pointing towards that direction where they go with Greinke in game 4 tomorrow night.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Mm-mm.
So I guess you can start Christian, start him and let him go. Let Ricky go. I think those are 2 guys somewhere with me. I guess who gets the official start, I think probably something he just is. He's an elbow starter and he's not used to it relieving things. So that's what I was thinking.
So give Astros fans some hope because I count you and 2 other folks that are tied for second place as far as legitimate, long time, just that I know. I don't want people to get all in a tizzy. I know there are obviously a lot of deserving Astros fans out there, but what's the optimism? Kent and I were talking a little bit last break that the way the season's gone, they've rebounded so much. Like even in the ALCS against Boston, they came back. So give me a hope level and kind of a confidence boost for Astros fans out there.